guys, today I'm here to chat all about the Wet n Wild Flights of Fancy Summer 2018 collection. I went to their Canadian launch this morning, washed off my face, and put a bunch of the collection back on so I could show it to you in action. Always super excited to try new Wet n Wild. Extra exciting for my Canadian friends because this is actually launching in store in Canada. I will have timestamps down below if you're looking to skip ahead to hear about something in particular, be it a product or info on the launch, but let's go ahead and get started. So this collection actually launches today on the Wet n Wild website, along with a lot of the major retailers in the United States that do stock Wet n Wild. For my Canadian friends, it is actually launching in store on May 7th. Of course, it's going to depend on your retailers because not everybody is going to get it out in time. Some people may actually put it out early, who knows, but it is launching at Rexall and Loblaws on May 7th. Of course, Canadians, you can also purchase this from the Wet n Wild Beauty website, and I was chatting with the Wet n Wild team today and they are working on cheaper shipping to Canada, so I will keep you in the loop of that, and I continually remind them how much we would love to see that, but really excited to have a specialty collection from them in store so we can actually see it and buy it. So a little bit of background information on this collection. It is called the Flights of Fancy and it's actually inspired by hummingbirds, which I think is pretty cool, and they mentioned at the event today, I'm pretty sure that hummingbirds, or a lot of them anyways, don't walk, they just fly, which is insane. But anyways, I think it's a great inspiration for a collection. There's lots of color, lots of fun, perfect for summer, and I just have a little information on my phone, so sorry for me looking down, but they have actually donated money to a cause that actually helps birds, not just hummingbirds, but birds in general, because hummingbirds are a habitat challenged species, so I think that's somewhere on the spectrum to being endangered, and this helps with the protection of birds and conservation, which is awesome. Wet n Wild is a cruelty-free brand, and a lot of the products that are in this collection are actually vegan. They're working towards becoming a completely vegan brand. And this is not a sponsored video. Of course, I would have told you in the beginning, I always have a verbal sponsorship. I mean, I would have loved one, but of course I did get these products today at the launch. But I did want to mention the vegan products in this collection are the scrub, the primer spray, the brushes, and the gloss. So I don't have everything here with me today. I do have a good portion of it. It is actually what comes in the Flights of Fancy box, which you will be able to buy on their website. They mentioned at the launch that any of the new limited edition products that are here that they haven't launched before are something that they're testing out to see basically if people enjoy them. So that's kind of a good gauge to see what could potentially be coming up from Wet n Wild. But let's just go ahead and get into the demo and I will give you my first thoughts. I don't actually have like a press sheet in front of me. I do have some of the American pricing. If I get the Canadian pricing by the time I'm editing this video, I will put that down below as well. But as I get the information, I will update it down below, and I will also have a blog post as well to kind of keep you in the loop of anything that's going on, and be sure to check the pinned comment as well. But the first thing that I have is the Wet n Wild, obviously, Perfect Pout Lip Scrub. This one is in the watermelon scent, and I believe they have an orange as well. The price on this guy is going to be $3.99. It's a sugar-based scrub. I really like it, and I think for a sugar scrub, I mean, how good can the high-end ones really be when it's kind of just sugar? For me, I personally prefer a scrub that comes in a lipstick format. I just feel like I have better control. But I did use this morning, and first of all, the scent is amazing. I love anything watermelony, and it just feels really good on the lips, and I do have very dry lips, and I do feel like it helped to soften them up, and it's just a really good price. I was super excited to see this at the launch because I have gotten really into kind of primer waters, hydrating sprays, just things to prep my face with before I go with a foundation. I feel like it really does add a nice layer of hydration, moisture, helps things blend out. So this is their Photo Focus Primer Water Spray, and this will retail for $4.99 American. And taking a look at the ingredients, which were actually on kind of like a plastic outer, and as I mentioned, as I'm filming this video, it's not on their website yet, so I'll link to everything down below and you'll be able to take a look at the ingredients. It does have castor oil in there. There is also mushroom is very high up on the list, but my only kind of qualm about this is that it's not scented. Let me just double check. I don't mind the spray. It's a little slightly aggressive, like right towards it, but if you spray it far enough away, I think it gives a really nice mist. But for me, the kind of expectation is when the collection is something kind of fun and not necessarily tropical. I don't actually know where hummingbirds live, but it kind of gives you those vibes. It's got beautiful flowers on it. I expect a little bit of a scent. not at all a deal breaker for me. For $4.99, I think this is an amazing deal. And as I mentioned, this is my first time using it, but I did think it was really nice. Let me actually just spray it on my face after the fact as well. Feels really, really good. And if you're not looking to spend high-end money on a primer water because you're kind of like, does it really do anything? Can I just use water? I think that this is a really good option. You're getting 1.69 fluid ounces in here, which is a nice amount. This is limited edition at the moment, but I guess we'll have to see if people enjoy it, but so far so good for me. Anything that I'm not wearing on my face today will be listed down below. I'm also wearing the Wet n Wild Cushion Foundation, so if you'd like a review on that, let me know. So far so good. I am really enjoying it. And also, can we just note the fact that I'm wearing earrings? I haven't worn earrings in probably 4 or 5 years, and I just love these kind of tassely earrings that have been going around lately, and I had to jam these suckers into my ears this morning. I was like, do I need to get these re-pierced? But anyways, there are 3 Color Icon quads. These are going to retail for $2.99 American. That's insane. As I mentioned, I don't have the Canadian prices yet, but they're just going to be a couple bucks more. And as you know, they have reformulated a lot of their eyeshadows and added in a matte transition shade in basically all of their palettes now, which I think is really exciting. I'll link to my previous Wet n Wild video down below if you want to see some of their other palettes, because they have some great items. But the 3 palettes that they have included in this collection are Flock Party, which this is just gorgeous. I was immediately drawn to it because of the burgundy and the gold in there. Wearing a lot of this on my eye today. Then the next palette is Stop Ruffling My Feathers. I think this is absolutely gorgeous as well. You're getting the 3 shimmer shades and 1 matte in each of the palettes. The kind of rose gold in here is beautiful. There's this nice coppery shade, and then kind of a cooler toned taupey kind of brown shade. And I think that this is really beautiful. It's kind of neutral in the sense that there's a little bit of warm and a little bit of cooler tones in there. And I think it's really gorgeous. Overall, these shadows seem nice. They don't seem to be doubling up on any shades that I can immediately kind of recognize as, oh, that is something that comes in another palette. So they do seem to be quite unique to their collection. And then this last one is in the shade Hasta La Costa Baby, and this is very hummingbirdy in my opinion, but you're getting that beautiful teal, and then you have a kind of a cream shade. This shade here is basically the exact same color as my skin tone. One downfall on these palettes for me are that the transition shades are kind of meh. I reached for another one of my Wet n Wild palettes, as you'll see in my demo, but I don't love the transition shades in here. It's not a huge deal, but if you do have a deeper skin tone, I don't think you're going to get a whole lot of color. But that being said, if you do have a deeper skin tone, I think the rest of the shimmery color shades in here are just absolutely beautiful. I think a lot of these could also be used wet. I used my finger with them. There is one semi-crumbly shade, which is in this first palette that I mentioned, the Flock Party. Felt a little bit crumbly. Perhaps with water or spray on the brush it might be better, but I will say also is that when I was kind of rubbing my finger in them, I feel like I was getting a little bit of weirdness, not necessarily hard pan, because they were still swatching on my fingers and still coming off on my eyes, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to use them a little bit more, but by no means does the quality feel dicey, or does it feel like just a limited edition collection that was thrown together. The quality does feel good, but it just does take a little bit of building. I always use an eye primer no matter what. So let's hop into how I got this eye look. I think the item that I was the most excited about are the baked blushes, and these are new to their line. They come in the same packaging as their Mega Glow highlighters, which I think are just so good. One of the absolute best things that Wet n Wild does, one of the best things at the drugstore. So I was really excited about this because people have always loved Wet n Wild, just their kind of regular blushes, which I never really dabbled in much for whatever reason, but I was able to use all three of these blushes on my cheeks today. On the first cheek, I reached for the shade Dare to Soar, which is the deepest berry. Gonna be great for deeper skin tones. I wouldn't say that there's an overspray on them, but there's a little something that kind of rubs off, but it's by no means like a glitter overspray. I think that these are really beautiful. Depending on your skin tone, I think there's going to be something in there for everybody, and you will have to kind of build it up. I was kind of treading very lightly with this blush because I think it is just very, very intense. I think these would also be gorgeous on the eyes, and again, depending on your skin tone, they could totally be used as highlighters, which I did do today. So I used this on my first cheek, and I thought it gave a really nice glow, a little bit of a flush to the cheek. This style of blush is generally not my favorite because it's so not glittery. I guess it's a very intense shimmer, so I prefer to go matte and then use something like a blush topper. But I did like, oh my god, I did like the effect on my cheeks. Sorry, didn't mean to throw you around there. My favorite of the bunch, I think, is the Hummingbird Hype, which has a little bit more coral in there. Again, I would probably more so use this as a blush topper, but I thought this gave me lots of glow, a little bit more than the other shade that I mentioned, just because I was a little hesitant to pile on that other blush, but I could kind of pile this on and then eventually mix both of them together on my cheeks, and I thought they gave a really nice glow. But to amp it up even further, I thought I would go in and use this just solely as a highlight because I knew this like all over my cheeks wouldn't really be for my skin tone. So this one is in the shade Don't Flutter Yourself, and if you have a lighter skin tone, this could act as a great blush or blush topper. For me today, I'm wearing it as a highlight, and I will say, not that you necessarily need to go out and buy all three of these blushes, but just all three of them on my cheeks together are just so glowy and so fresh. A little bit of a pink hue to it, but it's not ashy or chalky on the skin, and I have had some texture on my skin. I don't feel like it's super enhancing what I have on my face, but I don't necessarily reach for these kind of blushes, but I do think that they look really, really good. So definitely these are probably one of my favorite things out of the collection. And of course they do have that hummingbird on them, which is gorgeous. It's raised, so I think as you continue to use it, the hummingbird will stay there, which is not again not going to be a deal breaker, but it is always nice if you do have some kind of nice pattern on your makeup that does stick around for a little while and it's not just something that's going to wipe away on first application. Lastly, in this collection we have the lip glosses, and I had never tried the Wet n Wild lip glosses before. I don't think I've tried them. There are 5 different shades. I have 4 of them here today, and they retail for $3.99. As I mentioned, everything that I'm showing you today is available in the Flights of Fancy box, so you can actually purchase this box here, and that's $34.99 American, only available on their website. So if you're looking to try out the whole collection, if you like what I'm showing you today and you do want to purchase it together, you can do that on the website, which I think is super cool. So the first lip gloss that I want to show you is in the shade Fly Gal, and these are vegan as well, or this lip gloss is vegan. I don't want to say that they are all vegan. No, they are all vegan, and they don't really have much of a scent. They have a flat paddle brush. This is actually a nice shade. I was expecting it to be a little bit too bubblegummy pink, and the 2 lighter shades are a little less pigmented. They do take a little bit of building, or you can go on with a really light kind of layer. I don't find that it is sticky. It feels really, really comfortable. I don't think it's gonna have like the most lasting power ever, but I did really like this shade. I was really excited about this shade. It is in the shade Pout of Paradise. Really beautiful, kind of like rusty, orangey kind of shade. Very unique for a lip gloss in my opinion. And I generally don't go for a more colored lip gloss because I don't like the fact that it could potentially look patchy, but I thought this was really gorgeous, and you could really easily just put a little bit on your lips for a little flush of color, or you can really, really build it up. If you are going to build up this shade or the next shade, I would be careful because it is so glossy. Not necessarily that it's going to get all over your face, but I'm just a little more careful when I'm using a lip gloss with a lot of pigment in it. And there is kind of like a reddy orange shade in the collection as well that looks gorgeous. But this one is in the shade Oh, risky. Shut the pluck up. My goodness. This is the deeper kind of berry shade. I thought it was really pretty. Definitely not streaky. I was expecting it to be a little bit streaky because it is a deep color. Really beautiful. Not the kind of gloss that I would generally reach for this color, but I did think it was beautiful. My favorite is what I'm wearing today, right now, and it is in the shade Featherless, and it's just a really beautiful peachy shade. I built it up quite a bit, not wearing any lip liner, any lipstick or anything like this, and this is something I can totally see putting in my bag, and the just peachy nudeness is a great complement to all the really kind of brighter shades in the palette. I did, however, like all of these lip glosses with this lip look, which I wasn't really expecting, but this lip gloss is definitely my favorite of the bunch. I almost forgot to mention these because I actually didn't end up using them, and I don't really want to end on a low note, but these eyeliners that come in the collections from Wet n Wild, they're generally not my favorite just because I don't like this style of eyeliner. I don't think there's necessarily anything bad with them, but there's 3 in the line, so I have the green, the gold, and then there's also, I believe, kind of a peachy shade I saw at the event, but this is the Mega Liner Metallic Liquid Eyeliner. This one is in the shade Gilded Wings, and it's a really yellow kind of metallic color, which is super unique. This is also very unique. I will say when they release these eyeliners, they come in super cool colors, but it's just not my preferred style of eyeliner, but I am kind of more encouraged to use them because this is so pretty. It is the liquid eyeliner in the shade Winged and Wild, and it's almost like an olive shade, and I think that is just so gorgeous. It really kind of gives it this outdoorsy vibe to be pairing this green, like leaves or whatever it may be, with the really beautiful colors of hummingbirds and of flowers. So definitely super unique colors. It's just that this format is not my favorite for an eyeliner, but if you are looking for more unique shades of eyeliners, then I do think that these are quite beautiful. So there you have it. That is the Flights of Fancy collection. I tried to cover everything in a little bit of detail regarding the launch and the products, but I feel like I probably missed something. So I will have more information listed in the description box along with on my blog, and I'm really, really excited. If you have spotted this collection, or if you do spot it, be sure to let us know down below where you've found it, and if you do pick anything up or you plan on picking anything up, send me a picture or leave me a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!